Today we're looking at another mentor text, this time the book The Soul of an Octopus by Cy Montgomery. I mentioned this book in a previous video, and before watching this, you've actually already read the focus passage and thought about it a little bit. We're going to dive in. It's important to note this book has won some awards. You can see it was a finalist for the National Book Award. Cy Montgomery is a well-known writer who has a long career and has written a lot of really great books that have won awards and been New York Times bestsellers. But it's important to note this book is about octopuses, right? It's about octopuses. And Cy Montgomery is not an expert on that topic. That's important because you guys, as you're writing your chapter, you're also not experts on the thing that you're writing about. Instead, you're researchers. First, you're diving into the discourse, and then you're thoughtfully reflecting upon that and pulling it together in different kinds of ways, just like Cy Montgomery's done. So today, there's two things I want you really to notice about this mentor text. One is the way that Cy Montgomery integrates narrative. She uses narrative in the service of a text which is largely informational and explanatory. Okay, it's the mode that you're writing in right now. Secondly, I want you to notice how the move she's making and the way that she structures this, right? How does she integrate research? How does she integrate narrative to create a piece that's very compelling? So you've read the passage already, and you can see I sort of crudely numbered the paragraphs on the side. Now, I hope that you found this passage as engaging as I find it. I want you to note a couple of things about it. First, one of the new lumpfish seems curious about Callie. Now, Callie, you've probably inferred, is the octopus that the writer has some kind of connection with. So it starts, paragraph 1 starts with an anecdote. And that anecdote happens in the narrative present. You see this word seems is present tense. Right? So we start with anecdote. That's a form of narrative. Paragraph 2, dialogue. Dialogue brings us into the present, brings us into the moment. It's a technique that can really help your informational explanatory writing come alive. And that's a really short little paragraph there. Paragraph 3 is when we start to see Cy Montgomery integrate some research, right? Even without touching her neighbors, Callie can taste them. Her chemoreceptors can pick up chemical information from a distance of at least 30 yards. Now that's a detail, specific detail, right? That would be sourced from somewhere as Cy Montgomery is researching this book. One researcher found that octopus suckers were 100 times more sensitive tasting chemicals dissolved in seawater than a human tongue tasting flavors dissolved in distilled water. So notice it's not Cy Montgomery who did that experiment. She's pulling from research. That's another detail from another source that she integrates into this paragraph. So in paragraphs 3 and 4, we start to see the integration of research. And you can look closely and identify which details come from somewhere else, right? Now, Cy Montgomery is not using MLA. She's not using footnotes because she's writing for a really general audience. We are going to use in-text citations and make sure that we're pointing back, each of those details, we're pointing back to exactly where it came from. But you'll notice in these 3rd and 4th paragraphs, she is synthesizing. She's pulling from multiple sources, pulling details from here, details from there, and details from somewhere else together, integrating them, organizing them into a new paragraph, right? Synthesis is to pull from different places, to combine things from different places to create something new. That's what Cy Montgomery has done and why she has won some awards for it. You're going to do the exact same thing. Now, if we skip ahead, you've already read that, to the 5th paragraph. Relationships with tank mates may be complicated. In 2000, Seattle Aquarium made the risky decision to house a giant Pacific octopus in its 400,000-gallon tank with several 4 to 5 foot dogfish sharks, believing the octopus would hide when threatened. They were wrong. To their astonishment and to the amazement of 2.9 million viewers when a video recreating this happened, the octopus actually killed all those sharks. Now, here, that's obviously research she's bringing in, but she's presenting it in narrative form. So this is a different kind of narrative, a second kind of narrative that's different from the anecdote that she began on. In the 6th paragraph, you see she dives into another personal anecdote, but this time in past tense. I had witnessed a particular scene, and it's more developed.